Is it legal to post AI cover songs onto YouTube? Well, let me put it this way. As I am on YouTube and I am seeing all of these AI cover songs, the quality of these things continue to get better and better. And now the virality of these videos are continuing to go wider and wider. Let me start here. For someone who is prompting cover songs, you gotta be careful. Meaning, you're going to potentially get yourself into some really hot water based on how this currently is structured and what you guys are having to do in order to create these cover songs. Now, in the realm of just cover songs in general, the reason why they do so well for, let's say, artists and, music producers and musicians is because you have familiarity. Someone falls in love with a hit song, and then someone else comes in and does a new rendition. And so you're hearing the same words. You are going through the same journey of that emotional connection that you made with the song. So generally speaking, cover songs for artists, for musicians is a great thing to do for your marketing, for your promotion, and there's a way to do it so that it in fact is okay. But here's the thing, if you didn't sing it, you didn't produce it, you just prompted it, you could be getting sued for making it. So I did a reaction recently to Davey504. Davey504, of course, a very big YouTuber and content creator, and he released a video saying, I'm suing. He kind of explained that his bass performances that he had done in some videos were uploaded to an AI platform. We kind of figured out which one it was, and he found his songs had been recreated. Now, were they remixed, right? Were they covered? That's, part of the question mark, but it kind of is the same analysis either way. On these AI platforms, for example, some of the most popular ones being Suno and Udio. If you go onto Suno and you go to upload your own song, you can do what's a remix or a cover version. Now, there is a disclaimer that pops up, and the disclaimer reads in part, I certify, I own exclusively the thing that I am uploading. I pinky promise that, I'm not infringing anyone's rights, and I understand that if I am not being truthful here, I breach the contract with the AI company. So the ways that you can get into trouble potentially and get sued for this is going to be way number one. The AI platform literally just told you it could sue you because you breached the contract. Way number two, the AI platform is definitely not going to protect you. So if someone ultimately ends up coming after you, and let's say it's Universal Music, they're like, you stole our underlying composition rights, and so, we're coming after you. Well, you're not going to be able to tap the AI company to try to defend you, to pay your attorney's fees. So that's the second way you're going to get into some very hot water. And the third way is that, well, the owner may sue you as well. So let's talk about this. In the realm of the Copyright Act, if you are a human, you can do a cover song, and there's this thing called a mechanical license that is put together, organized by the music platforms like Spotify. So it used to be that you had to go get this. And in fact, in order to do a cover song and just put it onto a streaming platform today, you don't have to do that anymore. So then we go, well, does that extend to prompters who create AI cover songs? And as I'm reading it, the answer is no. And the reason why the answer is no is because the Copyright Act specifically says any person. A person being a human that then goes and creates, well, their own interpretation of the cover song. Now, we've done all kinds of videos on this as far as what qualifies as a cover song, but essentially, your version needs to have the same structure, right? If it goes verse, pre-chorus, chorus, your version needs to go verse, pre-chorus, chorus. It needs to have the same melodies. It should have the same lyrics. But beyond that, the Copyright Act essentially says, go for it. We want you to express your creativity. So then you make your song, you get to put it on music platforms for streaming. That's covered, right? Under 17 USC section 115, you get the mechanical license. But then what happens here is that if you are someone who is using the machine to make the AI cover, that's where it all falls apart. And the Copyright Office has talked about this, right? And just analyzing ultimately like your rights in the final output. What the Copyright Office has said is, well, if you just put in some prompts and you had the AI do all of the work, the final resulting product is not human created. It is machine created, right? There's all these variables and things in the output that you had nothing to do with. So you are not seen as the author. Now, there's gray area because not everything is 100% made by AI. A lot of you will use these platforms in conjunction with things that you are doing. And some of you, you've even messaged me about this. You are finding ways to work around some of these filters and parameters that these AI companies have in place to prevent copyright infringement. But a big piece here is that, what we have read in the terms of service for these companies is that when you input anything, whether it belongs to you or to someone else, you give the rights to that song, the underlying composition rights, to the AI company to train its AI, and you can't get that back. And the reason, again, this matters with respect to someone who will be very upset if you made a cover song of their song without their permission is that you just gave their song to the AI company forever without their permission. And so this gets really complicated. Again, so as we see now, people are easily manipulating AI platforms to generate these cover songs because we just see volume. As always, the first thing is that the marketplace gets flooded. YouTube is probably trying to figure out how to catch up. Copyright owners, record labels, everyone's trying to figure out how to catch up. And I'm curious to see, especially with major record labels who tend to look at these situations and they go, well, we got to deal with the infringement, but there's a lot of money to be made. If there's an AI cover song that it has 5 million views on it, there's monetization, ad monetization to be made on that video. So I'm curious what their position is going to be on that, because it's essentially giving the check mark, the green light, if they don't take a position of, no, we're going to stop this. So in any case, that's yet to be seen. But back for someone who is prompting these AI cover songs, what to keep in mind? Well, just again, if you are uploading by way of a MIDI, I know how you guys do this, by way of a MIDI, and so you're recreating someone else's song to get by those filters, you're then remixing, you're then creating cover versions without those copyrighted owners' authorization. Well, you have exposed yourself to a potential lawsuit, and that includes from the AI platform itself. As TV504 put it, we are one update away from not being able to tell what is AI and what is not. He just, went on to say that he questions everything that he sees. For example, when he's on TikTok, he's like, I don't know what I'm looking at anymore, and I'm inclined to agree. But I'm curious what you guys think. Leave a comment down below. I'm top music attorney, Miss KRYSTLE.